everybody. I'm pleased to announce that we are the winners of the second legislative. Not only did we win, we won every precinct in the second legislative district. Thank you, Erie. Before we begin, though, I want to recognize someone who is here tonight, and it's very special to me that she made an appearance. I want to recognize Vicky Fabrizio is here. Flo's wife. Vicky, I can't thank you enough for your friendship and your support and your love through this whole thing. You and Flo have been mentors to me, and we've become phone friends over the course of this campaign. And Flo's endorsement of me meant so much, and the thing that I always will treasure is the fact that when he and I spoke, he said, "Bobby, you remind me of when I started. You're in it for the people." And I think that's so important for our elected officials, to be in it for the people. And that's what, if I do anything to fill those big shoes, that if I can be a person-centered legislator like Flo was, and a statesman like Flo was, half the statesman he was, then we'll be very successful. Thank you, Vicky, and thank you to Flo. I want to thank my wife Emily and my family for all of their sacrifice. You know, when you're on the campaign trail, especially with a 3-year-old, oftentimes your spouse does a lot of the heavy lifting with the family, and we were very fortunate to have good parents who stepped in and helped us out along the way. But Emily, I want to thank you so much. I love you very much. I couldn't do this without my wife, so thank you. And I want to thank my team, because you can't do this as just a candidate alone. Behind every candidate is a support system of people who are passionate about the candidate and want them to succeed and want them to do well. And I want to give it up. Let's give it up for our team that's behind me here. Thank you all. Thank you. You know, when we started this, a lot of people thought I was crazy, including my father. And I have a passion for public service. I care about this community, and I want to make a difference. And so we threw our hat in the ring with the blessing of Flo and with the support of all these people who are here, and the support of you. And we have not stopped working since. And I want to thank in a special way John Savelli, who is John Windless here. John was my best man. Thank you, John. Every day, door to door, John would pick me up every day, 10 o'clock, and we'd go hit doors until it got dark every night. And there were days I felt like not doing it, and he would pick me up and drag me out, and we would do more. And that person-to-person, that contact with the voters and listening to what they have to say, that's so important. And I wouldn't have done half as good a job without John. So John, thank you so much. I want to thank my opponent, Tim Kuzma, for running a clean race, a clean campaign. I think in an age where there's a lot of coarseness in our public discourse, it was refreshing to have a race that was issue-oriented, and it was about how you're going to move this district forward and Erie County forward. And I want to thank him for that. It's hard to put yourself out there and be a candidate for public office, and so we thank him for that. Thank you, Mr. Kuzma. Here, here. And now the work begins. All the things that we talked about on our campaign, we have to work now to make a reality. Taking care of our public schools. As a teacher in Erie's public schools, I know the needs of our community, our kids and our families. Now we have to work in collection with our other representatives and speak with one voice for Erie County to make sure our schools are funded and that we have good public schools regardless of your zip code in Erie County. We have to make sure that our seniors are taken care of, that they have dignity and security in their senior years. And our veterans. I want to recognize my brother who's a 19-year service in the Air Force. And his family came up from Washington, D.C. He's at Andrews, Joint Base Andrews, and they came up for the election. I want to thank him for his service, and I want to thank all our veterans. You know, a lot of the people that I've met along the way, veterans, they're suffering. Not just physical wounds, but mental wounds, PTSD. And I know the federal government does the lion's share of our veteran services, but the state has a role to play, and we have to make sure that we take care of our veterans. It's very important to me, and I know that it's important to the delegation from Erie as well. And finally, job retraining and workforce development. You know, government is about the people. I teach social studies, and I truly believe our founding fathers when they said government is for the people and by the people. And that's why it was important for us to go out and meet the people and listen to their concerns. And I hear a lot of people are concerned about their jobs. They're worried about the future. People like the folks out at Meadowbrook who are losing their jobs. People at GE who are uncertain of the future of the company. We have to make sure that through our Career Link and other state programs that people who want to stay in Pennsylvania and work in Pennsylvania are able to stay in Pennsylvania. Government is for the people, and that's what we want to do moving forward.